Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, I'm talking unpopular opinions in skincare and sharing with you some of the times that I've been called out and read to filth on YouTube, Instagram, Reddit, or wherever for sharing views that maybe are a little bit counter to what is normally the consensus in the skincare community. I think there are so many different opinions, viewpoints that are worth hearing when it comes to skincare, and of course we should always do what's right for us. I think sometimes we lose sight of this. Our skin and our skincare routine are unique to us. We should always do what makes us feel great, what works in terms of delivering benefit for our skin, and of course meets our ethical considerations. So for me, I wanted to just break this down and share some of these thoughts and opinions in this video, not to call anyone out or to discredit anyone, just to give a second opinion on some of the more common themes that appear in skincare. So sit back, relax, and let's talk unpopular opinions in skincare. Now, before we jump into the content of this video, I do just want to call out, I'm not calling anyone out. I'm not going to be mentioning any names or anything in this because I think we can all disagree in a respectful way. We can have a different opinion, and kind of sometimes the best advice I've been given is from people that don't agree with me, but I can take that opinion and that advice and kind of tailor it and fit it into my own perceptions and my own routine. And this is kind of what I wanted to do in this video. So let's cut the waffle and jump straight on into it and talk about unpopular opinion number one. And that is, I don't use tretinoin in my skincare routine. So for those of you that don't know, tretinoin is a vitamin A derivative. It is the most studied ingredient probably in the history of skincare and is a fantastic anti-aging retinoid. I love when people say they've gone on their journey and ended up on tretinoin and they're getting some great results from it. I think that's absolutely fantastic. And yet always in the comments, if I mention any other retinol other than tretinoin, people always come saying, why aren't you using the gold standard tretinoin? It's been the most researched, it's the one with the proven benefits. Why are you suggesting other people use different things? And to be honest, I think because tretinoin is the end game, this is the strongest. It's the one that you get the most side effects from. You also get the most benefits from. But I like to see skincare as a journey, and I never would recommend someone going for the strongest, the harshest, the highest concentration as their start point. I like to see tretinoin as the end game. Also, it's not the best for every single person. If you have very sensitive skin, tretinoin probably isn't going to be for you unless it's prescribed by a medical professional. Similarly, if you're like me and have super acne, breakout prone skin, then it's definitely not the best. The best is actually adapalene, also known as Differin, which has many scientific studies behind it to say it's the best retinoid when it comes to suppressing acne and helping to cure up any acne in the skin. I have used tretinoin in the past and I've honestly not got the same oil controlling anti-acne benefits of what I've got from adapalene and Differin. So not everybody has to reach for the strongest form of retinol. They could use some other ones that might just work better for them. For me, that does happen to be adapalene, but when I move away from tackling acne and want to focus down hard on the anti-aging in maybe 5 or 10 years time, then perhaps I will move to tretinoin, and I'll do that in a gradual process. But I do always call out for anyone that says unless you're using tretinoin you're wasting your time, this just isn't the case. There are so many other great retinols and vitamin A derivatives on the market. I actually covered my favorite vitamin A derivatives in a recent video, so I'll leave a link to that up there. Check some of those out because it doesn't always have to be tretinoin that you reach for. I like to see that as an end state, as a goal, rather than something that you should start with. Now, unpopular opinion number two is actually concerning a brand, and this is Glow Recipe. I don't get this. I genuinely do not get this. Everybody loves Glow Recipe. You see every single influencer on YouTube is saying how amazing Glow Recipe is. You go over to Reddit and everyone is fangirling hard over them. On Instagram, they're one of the most hyped and viral brands, and everyone says their products are sensational and amazing. I tried a whole selection of them, and honestly, they were one of the most underwhelming brands I have ever tried. They were quite expensive for what they were. The product packaging looked gorgeous. You can't take that away from it, but I'm always a little bit skeptical when the packaging is so gorgeous. I think sometimes it's overcompensating for not having the best formulations and products actually sitting within that packaging, and that was definitely the case with this. They worked okay, but they weren't groundbreaking for the price you were paying. And also, I find it really confusing. There's a whole host of people out there, the anti-fragrance brigade, that don't like to have fragrance in their skincare routine. That's absolutely fine. I happen to like and enjoy fragrance in my routine. I have no issue with it. And a lot of people stay away from fragrance and choose to eliminate it from their routine, which I totally support if that's the thing that you want to do. However, that same group of people seem to be on Glow Recipe. You read those ingredients list and it's packed full of fragrant components. It might not have artificial fragrance, but this is where it can be a bit misleading because it doesn't have artificial fragrance in, but it's got a whole host of ingredients that are only in there to contribute a fragrant component to it, in which case That's fragrance. So I don't know how they get around that zero fragrance in their skincare routine and then fangirl hard over Glow Recipe. Absolutely baffling. So this I just don't get. Now, share in the comments below if you totally disagree and you adore Glow Recipe, or maybe there's a product from them that you definitely think is worth me trying and maybe I just haven't given a proper chance to. But for me, I was spectacularly underwhelmed by them from start to finish. Now, unpopular opinion number 3 is zinc sunscreens. So I always say on this channel, providing you're using an SPF which meets the UV index, any underlying health concerns that you have, and obviously your skin tone, meeting all those requirements is delivering you the protection that you need. Providing you're doing that, I don't really care whether you choose a chemical or a mineral sunscreen. Choose the one that works best for you, that gives you the nicest finish to the skin, and obviously suits your skin type. However, a lot of the chatter online seems to be about supporting chemical sunscreens. So chemical sunscreens are all the filters used that, with the exception of zinc oxide and titanium dioxide, which are classed as mineral filters. It's a bit confusing because zinc oxide and titanium dioxide are chemicals as well. That's kind of how the two are classified. I always reach for an element of zinc or titanium dioxide in my sunscreens because I have super oily skin. I actually love the feel that it gives. It gives a mattifying throughout the day. I just find they work better on my specific skin type. I think a lot of the defense of chemical sunscreens comes about because people have been demonizing them for years and saying that mineral sunscreens are the safe option and chemical sunscreens are. I just personally, I don't buy into that. However, I think it's almost gone counter to that, where people are almost trying to berate and say that the zinc-based sunscreens aren't great. I really love it, and it's something I always look for in my skincare routine. I would just re-emphasize at this point, the most important thing you can do is to wear sunscreen. Chemical, mineral, physical, organic, inorganic, whatever name you want to apply to the filters used, it really doesn't matter. As long as you're using a broad spectrum sunscreen, applying the right amount and choosing one which does meet your, everyday environmental considerations and your skin type. And also, I kind of think we might be moving away from this whole debate soon because hybrid sunscreens are really becoming popular at the moment. This combines chemical filters but also mineral filters at the same time. So you get the best of both worlds. You minimize the amount of chemical filters in the product, but you keep the level of protection by adding some zinc oxide or titanium dioxide for some mattifying and some other great benefits. The one I'm going for at the moment is the Make Prem UV Defense Fluid, which is a hybrid sunscreen, delivers great benefits, keeps me matte all day long, but also I just feel it gives me that locked-in protection I want. I totally would recommend this. I've left a link to it below. If you're kind of a bit lost in the whole, chemical versus mineral sunscreen saga, it doesn't matter. It's all just chatter and noise. Choose one that works for you. Now, when I said I get read to filth for some of the opinions I share on this, the one thing that I think people disagree with me most on is I really don't like snail mucin and snail secretion. You're all probably going, oh, you knew this was coming. And I know. I've really tried to like it, but it's the sliminess. It's the stickiness on the skin. I just can't get my head away from the whole snail vibe. However, I don't need to because I have actually found 2 products I like. So this is the V Green Nature Mucin Toner. So this takes yam extract and kind of mimics the effects that you'll get from snail secretion, but obviously it's plant-based. So it's great if you're living a vegan lifestyle, but it's also great if, like me, you just don't like the idea of snails. Never been near a snail, you are good to. Maybe a snail crawled over the yam. I don't know. Did snails live where yams grow? I have no idea. But you get the gist. Snail-free and gorgeous. I also do like the Benton Snail Essence, which is actually pure snail. So for those of you that don't want to go for the plant alternative, but want one that isn't sticky, slimy, and snaily, I would definitely recommend the Benton products because I think of all of them, they're probably the least slimy when it comes to formulation. So yes, it's unpopular. I know you guys get so much benefit from snail secretion and from snail mucin, and I would never say do as I say and put it down. Use what works for you, but for me, I just couldn't get my head around it. And so I'm glad that I found 2 products from brands that I can actually use to get the benefits, but get my head away from the sliminess and the snail secretion. Finally, we're going to talk second chances. This seems to be like the ultimate controversial opinion in skincare. I've always been an advocate for second chances. I think brands, much like all of us in life, screw up. Sometimes we make a mess, we have to apologize, and you look back and think, why did I do that? Why did I go there? Why did I do that? That was a whole hot mess. And brands are exactly the same. Now, don't get me wrong. I think when brands mess up, obviously it has a bigger impact because they're usually selling to a wider number of people. But I kind of think, they're still, like us as people, make mistakes. And I always try where possible to give a second chance. Sometimes you have to look at it. And, I always think second chances are a personal thing. You have to look at the situation and put your own ethics and judgment on that. And obviously some things are worse and might take longer to come around to a second chance than others. That might just be a blip. But for me, Purito stands out. Obviously, they had their failed SPF, which wasn't living up to the SPF which was advertised, but I totally supported giving them a second chance because they kind of did everything right to put right that wrong. I covered this in a video, which I'll link up there if you want some more information, but some people read me for that to saying, well, hang about, they've lied to us once, won't they just lie to us again? Well, yes, but if you go around, I just think, this is just my personal take, if you go around in life never giving anyone a second chance, you're going to narrow the pool of people and brands that you could actually shop at, because let's be honest, we all mess up. I've been given so many second chances in life that I've been grateful for, and so I kind of want to, you know, pay that back by also giving people and brands second chances. That's just my second, you know, that's just my 2 pence worth of thought for that. But there you go, guys. I'm getting off my soapbox. I'm going to chill for the day, and these are some of the unpopular opinions. Share with me below any unpopular opinions you have, and let's be honest, there is no judgment on this channel. Everyone's entitled to their own views and opinions, and I would love to hear them, so leave me a comment below. Wherever you are in the world, guys, and whatever opinions I hold, I'm sending lots and lots of love. Take care. Bye.